I decided to take a week off. And I decided to go ahead and reflect on a few issues because of somebody who made a comment on one of my videos. No, I did not run away and start weeping and start, doing all this other stuff and then later come back with an apology video. That's not the point of this. I took the week off because I wanted to think about a massively growing problem between feminists and the transgender peoples. This might also include people of the masculinity side, the trans males. Now, I'm not so sure exactly what the issues are. I mean, I'm starting to see stories of transgender males getting some of the hate, but none more than what trans females are going, or the kind of flack that they're getting. And what this all boils down to is the ideology of what it means to be a woman. How you carry yourself as a woman. What it means to be the perfect female in a man's eye. And this has led to a lot of debates within the community, especially the articles that I've read. There seems to be a lot of split and a lot of turmoil within the feminist community, leading to what I would call internal war factions, even. Because some women say that, especially for the old timers, they say that women should be there for their man to cook and to tend to the children they have bared. Some of these same women, not all of them, and I want to reiterate, not all of them, think that no woman should be in a bloody sport such as the MMA or being a mechanic because it's not very womanly, or rather, a very feminine thing to do. Some of these feminists even think that you're not a woman because you haven't given birth to a child. Wow, okay. Big brain argument there. This same argument also carries over to the transgender women side of things because some of these women refuse to see the femininity in biological men. Now, I'm saying biological as in physical men. Okay? Which brings up a very important thing that a lot of people have somehow skipped over. And that is the fact that there's this saying that sex is biological and gender is mental. Okay? Gender is mental. Did everybody seem to have lost that concept from, oh, I don't know, 20 years ago? To some radical feminists, and I'm speaking to the really radical feminists, view that all physical men are dominant and want to assert their power over women. It is argued that men want to keep asserting their dominance by pretending to be women in order to sully the sanctity of womanhood. Okay, a fair point, and I'll give them that. Because there's this one question that actually popped in my head when I read some that point of view. And it kind of bothered me. It's this question that somehow is being overlooked and ignored completely. Why are transgender men not acknowledging this sort of predatory behavior and doing something about it? Can anybody answer that question for me? Hmm? Is it because you don't want to smear the ideology of men? Is it because you don't want to be ridiculed by your physically male peers? One thing I think many feminists can really agree on is that you should never be afraid to show the woman inside of you, to embrace your inner femininity, to indulge the spirit of that little girl that's inside of you and just wants to live a peaceful life like a normal human being. Normal human being. To be that woman that so many want to trust, that so many people want to trust. And I can't stress that enough. I'll admit one thing. I have the big D still. Okay? I have the big D. But I'm embracing the inner girl that's in me, my inner femininity. I'm experiencing things that I never allowed myself to experience because I was influenced to be male because I'm physically a male. If it wasn't for these issues of what it means to be an ideal woman, then this ridiculous fighting that's going on would never exist within the feminist community. And by the same note, transgender women need to confront these predatory individuals within our community, my community, okay? So that these ridiculous transphobic laws could never be implemented. We both have internal issues. We need to address those internal issues. You guys need to get a grip on your communities. If we both ever want to trust each other and coexist with each other, that's it. Also, I just want to bring up another thing. Why is there a thing called a trans exclusionary radical feminist versus anti trans exclusionary radical feminist war going on? Is this really where we stoop so low that we act like children because we have some ridiculous beliefs? Really? You're gonna stoop to being a child now. You people are trying my patience. Okay? Both of you are trying my patience. Okay? And both of you are annoying the hell out of me. If I had an army of people, I would tell them to go to your houses with a hard, round, wound up newspaper roll. Go into your houses and slap both of you upside the head and have those people with the rolled up newspaper ask you, did your mama ever tell you not to act stupid? And it doesn't even help either that these super progressive states are passing inclusionary laws without giving a single thought just to squeeze out another vote from the proactive transgender community. Because if you guys have not even noticed or unaware of, that's a tactic that's been going on for decades. Ever since before you were born, ever since before I was born. Who knows? Maybe that tactic has been used for a millennia to sway voters, public opinion, to insert a leader which does not deserve to be in there, but somehow they are in there. I've lived almost 38 years. I have studied the trials and tribulations of the LGBT community, and even witnessed some of it myself, too. And not once were the proponents, as well as the opponents, ever at this level of toxicity. Never. I never would have imagined that I would be comparing activists of the transgender community to be the same as Al Qaeda. Yes, I'm comparing the transgender activists to be the same as Al Qaeda. You take offense to that? Good, because that's the way it is. You know who you are on the inside. Why are you letting some views of a few hundred radical feminists out of millions of actual feminists who hide behind a keyboard with their little cute anime emotes get that much of a hold on you? That you have the audacity to target anyone who is any relation to a feminist party for acts of violence. Does that make any sense to anybody? As far as these white knights are concerned, okay, as far as these white knights that have nothing to do with both of these communities and really know nothing of this politics inside and out of these communities. And yes, I see you in the background of some of these viral videos. Why are you there in the first place? Why are you speaking out? You have no place speaking for us. No place. And what do you hope to accomplish? You're not helping. If anything, you're making harder for both of these groups to reach an understanding and to coexist peacefully. Instead of taking some of my people to slap you upside the head with a rolled up newspaper, how about I personally last ride you into a wooden table? That's for you and you alone. Honestly, this ridiculous needs to stop. Okay? And you know what the kicker is? Here's a kicker that's going to end up triggering a lot of people. I actually want to be friends with a feminist. Oh my god! Hey, Twitter! Let's go ahead and cancel Tartar's Queen Dragoness because she's gonna end up being friends with a feminist. Yeah, I wanna go shopping together. I wanna play the same sports. Maybe go on a date with a couple of guys. Okay? Maybe play some poker, some tennis. Uh, I don't know if there's any gamer feminists out there. Go for it. Whatever. Okay? Cancel me on social media because I decided to join the dark side. I've got a newsflash for you, honey. I am the dark side. Have you not paid attention to my background or my intro? Hmm? Anyways, that's all I have to say in this video. I know it was a little bit of ranting. I know it was a little bit of raving, but I am just tired of seeing all this. I really am. And people, there's some people in the transgender community who are getting killed. Why? Well, maybe this is the reason. I guarantee you, I've only seen in the past year of the stories that I've seen of of trans women being killed. Most of them are activists. I've only seen 3 stories of actual hate crimes because of this. Honestly, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I think I've made my point clear. And like I said in my one of my previous videos, I will always support and question, which seems to be a big no-no for a lot of people, anything and everything in the transgender community. That's what I stand for. That's what I advocate for. To question and to support. You have a problem with any of my values? Whatever. I'll ignore you. I'll continue to do my stories on this channel. I'll continue whatever I have to do. And I'll ignore you because you're nothing more than a pest. Be safe, be humble, and please, for the love of all that is unholy, stay sane. Requiescat in pace.